once again in Atlanta, because we've got new video showing the suspect in this week's spa killings around the city of Atlanta. You can see him waiting outside one of the spas before allegedly murdering the first group of victims. At rallies in Atlanta and across the country, activists are demanding action to address a spike in crimes against Asian Americans. They say that this killing spree is an example of that hate, and police have not yet ruled that out. Mark Strassmann is following this investigation.
New surveillance footage obtained by Atlanta affiliate CBS 46 shows suspect Robert Long waited in his car for an hour before he calmly exited the vehicle and allegedly started the rampage that killed 8 people, 6 of whom were Asian women.
The investigation into a possible hate crime, is that still on the table?
Our investigation is looking at everything, so nothing is off the table for our investigation.
Meanwhile, the Cherokee County captain who said the suspect was having a bad day is off the investigation, as the sheriff said he mourned with the community.
And I just want to let our community know, I want the world to know, we're better than this. Our hearts go out to these people.
Right now, we know the names of just 4 of the victims. 33-year-old Delana Yon was a wife and mother of 2. Other victims include 54-year-old Paul Michaels, 49-year-old Shajay Tan, and 44-year-old Dao Yo Fong. Police say they have yet to identify the remaining victims. Georgia State Representative Ben Nguyen says the Asian American community may resist coming forward about the violent acts.
Most immigrant families don't trust media and law enforcement in being vocal in a public way. So I think that is also a contributing factor in whether or not we are going to hear from families. And so that compounds how horrific this is and really highlights the vulnerabilities of these victims.
State Representative Nguyen believes that these murders qualify as a hate crime under Georgia law because the gunman targeted women. Now I want to talk about something different, which is this. Normally, by now, we'd be hearing a lot more about the 8 victims in this case, the lives they led, what made them special. In this case, police have yet to identify 4 of the victims because they're still trying to notify next of kin. On top of that, grieving families often want and deserve privacy. And, as we've been hearing all week, many Asian Americans in this country feel especially vulnerable right now. Anthony?
Mark, thank you. Yeah, I think it's really important to underline that because a lot of people are wondering, why don't we know who they are?
Yes, I was wondering that yesterday because normally we've seen several profiles. You've even talked to family members. And I also heard yesterday that, as Mark just said, some of their next of kin hasn't even been notified.
Yeah.
Very, very sad situation on so many levels.
On so many levels.